of the tournament. That's kind of expected right now to be this close. But yeah, it's still a very good time. Very close difference there.
All right, looks like they're off. So welcome everyone. This is Specter of Torment. Specter of Torment. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. If you guys have been keeping up and you already know what's going on, but for those who don't know, Specter, the newest character in the Shovel Knight game, he runs a little bit faster than Shovel Knight, has the ability to climb up walls, and whenever he's airborne, he can do a dash attack to lanterns or enemies.
And yeah, and he's also collecting these red skulls so that he can get curios at the end of stages.
Curios are Specter's sub-weapons, and they are unlocked based on which knight you defeat. Did David just do a double dash?
I was looking down for a second.
I'm gonna look again at the replay. Oh, he did! He totally did! That's really great. So we're definitely at the level where people are going to be doing these more advanced techniques, and double dashing is something where you are just close enough to dash to a lantern or enemy that you can also dash off of it afterwards.
Is anyone left that does Skelebro, or is it all basketball at this point?
Both of them having trouble with Third Mountain. And I think... Oh my god, that was awesome! Another really sick set of double dashes in the checkpoint room. Oh no!
Oh, Applesauc's missing that.
Yeah, you can get that skull in one jump, but he unfortunately missed it. He is going to also grab the will skull. It's going to cost him a little bit more time, but again, this is all about safety.
Yeah, if you were watching David's stream in that moment, you actually would have seen the trick of getting that red skull with just one slash.
Applesauc is grabbing the dragon skull and then doing the gentle skull trick. It's a recoil off of the dragon's back to grab that skull. Yo, nice wall jumping.
Yeah, getting that noise is like really satisfying.
Super good. Everyone, I don't get it. Like, I invented wall jumping for this character, and everyone is better at it than me.
Okay, so we're on Black Knight here. We're just going to be getting a stun lock based on a visual cue of these waterfalls. And because everyone's, at least all these runners are used to it, that's why David came in here only with one heart.
Very good on David's part. He actually managed to kill Black Knight with Terrapin up against the wall, and Terrapin has to break a hole in the stage for Specter to leave. So Terrapin has less ground to cover before Specter can leave. Applesauc is going to lose about half a second.
Yeah, when the differences are this close, the little things could make a difference here.
Now, David's passing through the tower lobby, the main hub for Specter's campaign. Applesauc just arrived, and you'll see in a moment Applesauc is going to pass by the three main vendors, who are Red for weapons, Manny for armor, and Missy for wisps.
And now we are on the flying machine. Which is the... Did I say the right name?
Yeah, the flying machine.
Okay, cool. I always worry that I said the wrong name. Anyway, which is typically in other campaigns like Shovel or Plague, this is a much later stage, but we do it early because we want all the gold. And also Specter can actually choose which stages he goes to in what order. So we go to this stage because it's got a lot of gold, and the curio that we get from doing the stage is very good. We get a movement curio and an attack curio.
Yeah, the curio that we get from this stage is Judgment Rush, and it allows us to teleport to enemies. We'll see it in action later. Right now, David's coming up on the Dinghy Dropper. It's a pretty difficult fight. You have to try and stay grounded as long as you can, and he also wants to reflect these bombs. Pretty good. Ooh, he does actually manage to get the Dinghy Dropper before he goes to the middle platform. I want to see how how Applesauc handles this. Nice. So he actually did it in. He had less remaining hits afterwards. Good stuff on Applesauc. They actually did David also break that checkpoint, but I definitely saw Applesauc break that.
I wasn't paying attention to David's. I was too busy looking at watching his mid-boss fight.
So checkpoints, once broken, no longer allow you to return there upon death. They do give you a bunch of money in return, so high risk, high reward. They're going to need 5,400 gold before they enter Propeller Knight's arena. Propeller awards 3,000 gold for defeating him, and with 8,400 they'll be able to purchase the only armor that they need on this route.
Applesauc doing the only swag strat in this that we're seeing at all in this auto-scroller right now. He just ran into the wall.
Bless them all for picking up on spooky tactics. David actually caught a good fan cycle as well.
Yeah, it was good. So that fan cycle is global, so we usually try to get it based on the music that we have. You want to try to get here just before it loops, or just after, I think.
Yeah, it's like right as it's looping with that blaring horn. That's when we know the fan is going to be blowing. David's currently in the triple Jawa room. So you can see that they're using their fans to prevent you from moving forward. It even fights the dash attack quite a lot, so it can make it very difficult to navigate the room. He didn't die though, which is way more important. Nice from Applesauc.
The general tip here is don't down slash unless you really have to in that room, because you will probably fall to your death if you down slash.
That was pretty unfortunate for Applesauc. If he had chosen to do a damage boost the other way, or if he did another dash attack, he might have caught that earlier cycle. David fighting Propeller, who every time you hit him, he will start a lunge up. If you hit him during the lunge, that's fine, but it makes it really tricky to stay on top of him because you're constantly sending him flying the other way.
That was a great phase 2.
That was a great kill from David. Okay, that was a little close there for Applesauc. You want to stay on the left until, like, at least left of center until until Propeller reappears. Propeller will try to appear on the other side of the room, and it's way more difficult to fight him on the left. And David just picked up Judgment Rush. For the price of 9 skulls, he can now lock on to enemies, deals a full heart of damage, and allows you to phase through walls. And he also got the Odd Rush. Oddbod, one of the Plague Knight runners who came into this tournament, found out that you can whiff your attack directly above red and then just talk to him in the air, which is normally not possible. And David just picked up Rail Mail, so at 800 gold 3 times you wake Manny up, and then for 6,000 you purchase Rail Mail, which allows you to grind everywhere. I'd say it's at least double your standard running speed.
About that, it is said even in the description that when you look at that cloak, it is not a cloak for beginners.
No, it's really, really tricky. There's a lot of nuances with momentum. You can certainly fight the water currents, which is really nice. Okay, so this is another stage with global cycles. I need to mention that because David actually got caught on one of the elevator platforms. So I have no idea if he's going to be able to make it through this room in one piece. Oh, and Applesauc just fell to a pit.
Both of these players are both at the skill where they were trying to go for the one cycle pots here, but they both messed up.
Yeah, this stage can be extremely perilous. Honestly, it's a little more dangerous than Flying Machine in my opinion, because in Flying Machine you're at a running pace as opposed to flying around on your site. It's hard to control yourself. All the hazards in this stage do a ton of damage. Pot lids to a heart and a half. Applesauc looks like he's doing better in here. You don't want to be waiting too long because in this room that Applesauc is in right now, there are rats that are pathing. They're on a local cycle, so to be able to dash attack them properly, you have to make it through the room in a certain amount of time. David fighting the Alchemizer, already done.
Yeah, that was pretty close to perfect.
Yeah, you can at most leave it with 2 health left. So hopefully Applesauc can get something similar. He also, nice, he got the West Ear Tooth trap.
Yeah, that is really hard to get that slash above that bird thing.
Ooh, and he's not bonking. Very good. That's actually super tricky.
Oh, there's the bonk.
Yeah.
Cast a curse.
That's okay, because like that's exactly how difficult Railmail can get at control.
Yeah, David didn't bonk at all during his, so that was actually that's why I was like, yeah, that was a really good Alchemeister fight from him.
So here is Plague Knight, and another reason why Explodatorium is kind of a pain. Plague Knight teleports around, so you can randomly lose time from Plague Knight just being across the room. Plague Knight also makes clones of himself, and the real one has blue flasks, but there's now 2 fakes, and it's hard to track them down, especially when bouncing off the other one still causes you recoil.
The quickest way to figure it out is if you hit it and the boss meter goes down.
That's definitely one way to tell, but I just try to make sure I finish the fight off before there's too many of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, and those VATs always love to get in the way there. One more hit! So David is partway through the first memory, which is like Shovel Knight stream sequences. The Memory of Adventure is a good chance to pick up extra money if you really need it. The Bounding Soul route doesn't need a ton of money, so they shouldn't have to go out of their way unless they feel like grabbing safety money. Playing as Donovan, they don't have access to any of the armors or sub-weapons that they've bought, but they do get to keep their health and mana.
David wasted a little bit of time by taking some unnecessary damage from that Duck Knight, but not a huge deal. Yeah, it does happen.
David now getting the Bounding Soul, which was unlocked from clearing the Explodatorium. This weapon is currently unupgraded, and it only fires 2 at a time. They move at 45-degree angles, which is pretty nice. Bounce off walls, but they do not pierce, and yeah, they're honestly not that great right now, but once they clear the Lost City, they'll have enough money to go upstairs and upgrade it.
And I just want to say, despite the difference that we have currently between these two runners in the game, there is plenty of time for people to catch up. A lot of these the bosses towards the end of the game are...
Ooh, Applesauc did a very good damage boost there.
Yeah, so the bosses at the end of the game can trip up any runner and can buy the other runner a lot of time.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off too much there, but that's definitely the case, is that like deaths can easily just start racking up time. You don't want a death cycle whatsoever. There's so many small ways that you can just immediately die, especially in Lost City. Pits of lava, there are some spike hazards, which are also an instant kill. That's a little scary. Okay, David looks like he's got it handled. Nice. Beetle 1 can be really tricky because the fastest way of going through the room requires you to double dash, and if you miss it, you could end up bonking into a spike pit. David doing some really good stuff.
Oh wow, getting that trick there, skipping that pit of lava is not easy. You have to have a good amount of momentum to get through that.
Applesauc doing the tried and true way of, oh, but he does get the double dash, nice. David giving us a little bit of a scare there. Anytime Spectre jumps, he breaks obstacles below him, so like dirt, sand, stone. Those exploding bricks are no exception, so it's really imperative to not jump in that room or you'll just die. It's easy to remember that, not remember to do that, because to start up a grind, you have to jump. Nice job.
And also, I'm surprised you didn't do your usual explanation of how the Bounding Soul can hit this bouncy green block thing.
Oh yeah, it's so yeah, for some reason, oh, he missed it.
That was weird.
He got, unfortunately it took too long there, and the slimes actually got to him. They're both doing some really good stuff here. It's hard to just focus on one thing.
Fair.
David coming up on Mole Knight, trying to get some double hits as Mole Knight passes by, basically negating the fact that you recoil when you attack enemies from the air. Nice kill, very good stuff. And David also got a really good... he did this room really well. Let's see how Applesauc does it. Ah, he's using the Dry Judgment Rush. So if there's not an enemy in the room, when you use Judgment Rush, you'll just stall in the air, which also prevents the pushback from jumping off of walls.
Applesauc also getting some safety health here, which makes sense. I mean, having an unupgraded Bounding Soul here does make this fight a little bit of a little scary.
Yeah, when Mole Knight dives into the ground, he deals 1.5 damage. Ooh, very good kill. Good to note that so long as you are dealing damage to a boss or an enemy, their hitbox cannot hurt you. And David already upgraded his Bounding Soul. These are spicier meatballs. We're going to see how he uses them against Reese. But would you care to say what the difference is now?
Okay, so yeah, the Bounding Soul now can shoot out. You can now have 4 on the screen at a time, and they will continue to exist after they hit an enemy. So they'll go through and continue to bounce off walls.
This is especially useful if you can get enemies up against a corner, because you can actually interact with the Bounding Soul by hitting it. So you can basically get a dribble going.
Yeah, we have a lot of terms for Bounding Soul where we refer to it as a basketball. So there's dribbling, dunking. It's good stuff.
Now this fight with Reese, David actually did a really good job. Ooh, Applesauc is apparently going for the insane Tolu kill, like the Blessed RNG kill. Doesn't quite get it, but so long as he gets Reese before he teleports away one more time... Okay. There is basically a way to get Reese without any teleports, but it is based on whether or not he stands still a couple times. David doing good stuff here in the Iron Whale. Again, he only has so much mana to work with right now because we just spent all the money upgrading the Bounding Soul. Oh no!
So he didn't have Judgment Rush on during that moment, so he couldn't even try to save himself.
Yeah, when you're going through that room, you have to be really, really close to the tentacles and high up. Applesauc did not get Snail Parade skipped perfectly. Both of them got the same thing, where they just ended up having to manually damage boost. There we go. David did a much better job at that long tentacle room. He doesn't have enough mana, so he'll have to go down to the ground here. Like I was saying before, mana is really tight right now. Oh my god! Applesauc! Okay, this is okay.
Yeah, he's fine. Let's go with that. Chill. Chill.
Impossible. Nice. Applesauc had the mana he needed for that last Judgment Rush. The mana upgrades, the Darkness Wisps, those come in specific stages. Explodatorium, Lich Yard, and Clockwork Tower. They could have picked it up manually in Explodatorium. That obviously takes a long time. So they're going to buy it once they get back to the hub, but it costs 4,000 gold. So they need 2,000 by the time to beat this stage. David had almost good positioning. He got most of those basketballs to actually come back and hit the 420 fish. Let's see if Applesauc gets... Oh, he's going for this one. Okay. Oh, he actually got a couple of them to hit it. Nice. Very good kill. David is fast approaching Bertha, who is one of the most deadly... Ooh, no, he fell down a screen. That's actually pretty bad. But yeah, Bertha actually, wow, they're both caught up now, deals 2 full hearts of damage. That's basically more than anything else in the game. Oh yeah. My god, they're in the same room! God help them both.
Along with the fact that there is... Oh god. There's very little ways to actually kill Big Bertha over here. The only thing that we have that can kill her is these anchors that fall from the top of the screen.
David definitely is still in the lead now after that.
Yeah, so Applesauc managed to catch up from David dying and going back in certain screens, and
wow.
then just Applesauc dies, and loses that time he made up.
So a couple things to note is that some things that respawn in rooms, dirt blocks will not respawn. So if you fail a trick that involves dirt being in specific spots, they will not be there if you have to re-enter the room. That's one thing. Another thing is dirt clods, which are stuck in the wall, which he used to skip the majority of that first missile room. Oh my god! Please don't die! Okay, he's fine. He should be fine now. Dirt clods do not reappear at all. Please pick up the food, thank you. They're actually using the same armor, but Applesauc is using a color code. Color codes are allowed because they're completely cosmetic. They don't actually affect gameplay whatsoever, but they're both using rail mail. David's using the default color scheme, so his armor will actually change color whenever he rails right or left. Just the highlights will be blue or red.
Yes, being speedrunners, we know all the cheat codes.
Because we clearly use them all. Applesauc got a great kill there on Treasure Knight. That's actually the standard kill there for him. A good way to show just how powerful Bounding Soul can be. Now, they're both in the Lich Yard. Someone mentioned it earlier, the Skeletal Sentry route is not the faster route. Bounding Soul is about a minute faster, and this is one of the reasons why. You would normally be in the Lich Yard doing a lot of busy work, picking up extra skulls, breaking checkpoints. You make up a little bit of that in the Exploratorium. However, you can see these runners are just completely going to fly through the Lich Yard, not have to spend any time worrying about anything else. Now, one thing to note about Judgment Rush is that unlike what most people might think, that you can simply use it willy-nilly and just get to fly through rooms, it's not quite that free. You do have to, in specific cases, fool the game into letting you target the enemy you want to. If, for example, the room Applesauc is in right now, if you were to immediately Judgment Rush, you would target the skeletons on the left. So you have to know how it works. It can't put you anywhere Spectre can't exist, so enemies and walls are no-go. It also can't target enemies that are on the same Y-axis as Spectre. And Applesauc, it looks like he's having fun in the dark room.
Yeah, so we'll see an example of it won't be able to bring you to the closest enemy in a couple screens on Applesauc's. Actually, this screen here. Well, the next time.
I hope that David does a. Oh, he didn't quite get the skip there on the first teleport. Taking a little bit too long to deal damage to Phantom Striker. This is another great reason why we have. Oh no.
An example of Judgment Rush not doing what you want because you are actually closer to that veto.
Yeah.
You have to grab the wall and jump up there to actually be closer to that skeleton in the top right corner.
David managed to survive Phantom Striker. Phantom Striker is pretty scary on 4 health if you don't get the right kill on him. Applesauc grabbing the last checkpoint there for safety. I don't blame him. This room can be extremely hazardous. I really hope that he can do a proper quick kill on Phantom Striker to show it off. But because of the small space that you're locked into with Phantom Striker, you can get a lot of rebounds. Yo, go Luon, go. Let's see if David gets some good Luon on.
Oh, that's fastest Luon right there.
Oh my god.
He was booking it. Oh my god.
Alright, Applesauc, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, not quite enough. Too many aerial dash attacks on him. But yeah, he still managed to get Phantom Striker down to about half health. You can basically kill him in one teleport. Ooh, almost got him there. One more hit. Okay. Not too bad from Applesauc.
So yeah, the ultimate quick kill there is to be able to get him to half health before he even teleports one time, which saves a good amount of time.
Now David's fighting Shield Knight, and he's using Caltrops, something that Luon gives you at the beginning of the second memory. Caltrops have to be completely resting for Shield Knight to be able to run over them. He's doing pretty good so far. He needs Shield Knight to run over those last couple... one more hit. Meanwhile, does Luon... Oh, I think he might not be going there. Oh, what? Wow, I've never seen that setup work.
That was interesting. So it looked like he was about to be like a bit of a medium Luon, but then he just...
Yeah, he was like right behind him.
But then he just suddenly just started sprinting. Some weird stuff. So Luon there actually is not a huge deal if he goes slow. It's actually only a 1 second difference between the slowest Luon and the fastest Luon.
Yeah, it's like between half and 1. It's just more frustrating than anything because it's completely out of your control.
Yeah, it's just a completely random thing, and so people like to root for him.
David is now in Clockwork Tower. Hopefully Applesauc can handle Shield Knight here. And just a quick bit about Clockwork Tower, we're trying to optimize our mana consumption at the beginning because all the tricks are very, very tight. Can't be missing Judgment Rush. He almost got crushed there too. Applesauc, ooh, unfortunately not close enough to Shield Knight, not getting enough hits there. Really wants to finish her off. Good stuff. Okay, if the fight lasts any longer, then she starts doing full screen charges that take forever.
David getting that early cycle there. Good job. That is really tight. It's actually a very risky strategy because if you do it, you're just a little bit off, you're just gonna fall.
You can see right now that David actually has 0 mana. He actually had a great intro. He got every trick.
Yeah, you make
except
up
for
that
that
on
one.
the screen.
But that one doesn't use mana. And now he's in the first auto scroller, so he gets to chill for a little bit. Clockwork Tower having 2 auto scrollers. And we'll see how Applesauc does the beginning. When you kill enemies, they also yield a small bit of darkness, so yeah, even going out of your way to destroy an enemy here and there is all planned for the beginning of Clockwork Tower. Yeah. Oh, he missed that small darkness pickup. That's actually going to come back to bite him if he doesn't realize that.
Yeah, so also a good thing to note is that this stage has a lot of checkpoints which are completely out of the way in our route that we use, so it's just for any speedrunner really. So you just don't pick up a lot of checkpoints on this stage. So you got to be careful not to die.
So he did notice that he was low on mana. He saved his mana for this Judgment Rush, which is this one saves a lot more time than doing Judgment Rush in the previous room. He's also not going to pick up that checkpoint. David almost done with the first auto scroller. There we go. And that is the only checkpoint that's even remotely close to being there for you.
And and even then, you still have to pause for it. You're still losing a little bit of time by taking that.
And another thing that's particularly dangerous about this stage is that there's no real health pickups anywhere. So going for them is usually far out of your way. David did do 1 damage boost, as did Applesauc. Oh, David actually also bought an extra health. I'm assuming he did that when he bought the Darkness Wisp before this stage. I don't blame him for it. He did take a nasty spell before.
And then also, technically, if you buy a Darkness and a health like that in the same buy, pretty much, you're actually saving a bit of time compared to getting into the stage.
Yeah.
So not a huge deficit to your gold, because the first health grade is 1,000 gold as opposed to 4,000. I guess just Plains is easier, so they just give that one to you, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty free to get. David, really just chilling. Don't blame him. Applesauc going over the ceiling there, good stuff. He also manages to Judgment Rush before that gear would have hit him. Judgment Rush is invincible once it activates, but while you are floating there, which takes about like a second or so, you can be hit out of it. And that beginning animation eats a little bit of darkness up, so you could end up screwing yourself over if you whiff it too many times. Now, David is fighting Tinker 1 here. He's actually doing a really good job, but he has to be careful because Tinker's... Ooh, any contact with Tinker's gear there, the giant spike Tinker, will deal full-hearted damage.
That's a pretty good fight.
Oh my god, the wall broke.
How did that happen?
So yeah, he's going to use more basketballs while floating up in the air. And you can see that Tinker is trying to prevent him from dealing steady damage to him by swinging left and right. All bosses have some form of desperation move, and this one is pretty effective, honestly, just moving away like that. You actually got, wow, really good corner dribbles there, because...
Yeah, I joke with that, is that the best move is actually just running away from Specter Knight. But yeah, that was good corner moves. Sorry.
The basketball bounced off the drill once, and then it bounced off the top right corner as well. And yeah, the players are both at a point where they don't need to particularly worry about money. They can literally buy the remaining darkness that they need just from beating bosses. Applesauc is doing a really good job there on the first phase for Tinker. Wow, nice, what a kill. David having to deal with more intruders. He's going to Pride more next. I want to see how Applesauc handles this part. Ooh, he looks like he's going for the stuff I usually do. Ooh, boy.
This is pretty good basketball.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Ooh, nice. Oh, he definitely caught up a bit there. David, unfortunately, getting clipped by the first lava pot cycle.
Yeah, so if you go fast enough on that screen, you actually can beat that lava. Just barely missed it.
Oh no! David actually got clobbered by Paul Blart there. Yo, best security in Pridemore. Nice job.
Okay, Applesauc. Showing off to Baz.
David actually, oh my god, eating a lance there, but he did get a good damage boost in the first book room. That's actually pretty tricky. Let's see if Applesauc can get through this room without getting clipped by that lava pot. David got good RNG with a dinner plate there. Ooh, Applesauc barely made it.
Yeah, that was good.
And just like that, like those are all little things that can quickly add up, and Applesauc will definitely be saving time on this stage already. Oh no!
Scratch that.
One of the worst things that can happen. Again, you do not want to repeat screens at all.
Okay, let's see how quickly David does this book screen.
Applesauc made it past Paul Blart just fine.
Yeah, that's a good damage boost there.
Unfortunately, actually, it should be fine. David should be getting a refill. Oh no! Oh my god. Applesauc, please use Judgment Rush. After you kill the cricket! Oh my god, he's on 1 health. Please don't eat more damage.
There's health on this screen, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, but he needs to get to it. Okay, and David fighting King Knight, who fell into a pit. Not very good because, oh, well, he's gone. King Knight starts to fly around, which makes it a lot more difficult to deal damage to him consistently.
David onto the third flashback, which is just a cutscene, so we immediately skip it.
Applesauc unfortunately started climbing the wall there. That's one of the tricky things about Spectres, because you can always just hold right to start climbing the wall. You have to be close to walls, but if you try to cut your corners too aggressively, you just end up climbing them. David now in Stranded Ship, first stage where you'd actually get to see grinding mechanics. Blue rails unfortunately force you to go right, and red rails force you to go left. You can't freely move around. I want to see how Applesauc handles King now. Wow, good stuff. He also made sure he jumped to avoid getting, oh my god, getting stunned by the crowning attack.
Yeah, I got some lucky dribbles there at the end.
I would not count Applesauc out yet. David skipped the checkpoint before Bifrost Broodmother. I hope that he doesn't take a nasty spell here. Oh, nice! Perfect quick kill. Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're the only one who knows that mid-boss name.
That's just the name I made up for her. Ooh, no. Oh no! So he actually got the double dash on... Yeah. He actually made he actually got the double switch hit there, which is pretty tricky, but he didn't make it oh my god. He didn't make it up onto the ledge. He actually accidentally flipped off the wall there, which is, again, something else technical that you can do, but it's a detriment to do it.
Okay, David going from downtown there, and gets the gnarly dunk. Nice. Fun tricks. So yeah, you can hit these switches with the basketballs or bounding souls that we have. So we will be triggering them with those... with the basketballs instead, to save some time.
Mana is, again, pretty crucial in this stage. David just barely made enough mana to use Judgment Rush on this fight. Wisdom here. He also got, oh my god, he did the new trick that well, not really a new trick. It's just really, really risky, but I guess it's not. It's more consistent now. Applesauc unfortunately fell to his death. Oh man, I feel so bad for him. He's doing really great on bosses, but he ends up dying in stages. Nice kill from Applesauc. Let's see how David handles Polar. Interesting. Unfortunately, he didn't get any double hits from those basketballs. He does manage to chase Polar down, but he needs to do more damage to him. Ooh. Okay, he still manages to kill Polar.
That was the scariest Polar I've seen in a while.
Applesauc going with the traditional way of getting through the first bit of that room there. It only saves half a second, and that's only if you do it optimally. If you have to hesitate at all, you immediately lose time. So David's all set on upgrades, unless if he feels like picking up more health or darkness. He's just going to continue straight on with the rest of the game. And you can see Applesauc actually paused to kill the White Wisdom, which is what everyone used to do. But I'm really proud of David for actually going with that new strat. That was pretty terrifying to see, honestly. David doing really good on the first room of Tower 1, keeping up with the lava pot cycles at the end of that room. And he's going to, yep, one book activation for this room. Good stuff.
Yeah, this is a very tough stage to do. It combines a lot of the mechanics that we've seen in other stages into one, and then as from a speedrunner's perspective, we're doing a lot of quicker cycles as much as we can.
No, Applesauc having a little bit of trouble there. Okay, Applesauc did make it.
So David pretty much made this crusher cycle already. The second half is definitely not as hard as the first half of the screen.
In terms of, like, yeah, keeping up with the crushers, it's a lot easier. However, you can still die, as I've proven before.
Yeah. It's possible, but like I said, the first really half is... Yeah, like me. The first half is harder than the second half there. Applesauc having so much fun spamming curios.
It's a great sound.
It is.
David doing really good on the green slime room. What did you call it? Bounce house?
It's the bounce house, yeah.
Okay, and hopefully he doesn't get
and the return of Big Bertha.
Oh my god. Okay, he did make it just fine.
Yeah, getting the optimized strat on that screen.
Applesauc, ooh, nice. He does. Okay, he didn't want a damage boost there. That's fine, but he did manage to make just about the earliest cycle there. David actually doing really good now. He's, oh boy, Applesauc, please. Okay, good. David now in the last climb upwards. This auto scroller is the last one we're gonna see, really.
Applesauc messing up that screen and missing that platform.
Did he? I thought he went for Judgment Rush immediately, which is also fine.
No, he Judgment Rushed immediately, but then he fell down off the moving platform. Okay. So he had a Judgment Rush a second time to get back up.
Yeah, you don't want to get clobbered by that gold armor, which is, again, about the only real dangerous element of the Crusher room. If you get hit by that guy, you could either fall to your death or end up having to wait the Crusher cycle.
And now we're moving on to Black Knight 2, which is a very hard fight, and I am always stuck with explaining it when Mumu's here, so why don't you explain it this time?
Okay, so Black Knight now in the air. I want to see what type of kill David goes for. He looks like he's going for the ground fight. Basically, because Black Knight goes in the air, you can try to get an aerial stun lock on him, which behaves like the first time you fought him, but the damage boosting that you have to do in order to keep it up makes it very difficult and precise. Terrapin, unfortunately, on the ground, this is why I don't like the ground fight, can easily come up behind you, and he deals a full heart of damage. Shovel drops from Black Knight also deal full heart damage. On 1 health remaining, Black Knight will retreat to Terrapin. David did a pretty good job of handling him there, and he actually also finished the job pretty quickly. You can kind of run to Terrapin before Black Knight makes it there, and then you can like get an attack out and kill Black Knight immediately. Nice Applesauc. Yeah,
the best strats are the best swag strats are the safe ones.
The aerial stun lock is extremely difficult. I want to see if Applesauc can get it, because he's been doing really good on boss kills so far. David riding a couple more elevators here. He's on the last stage. All he has to do now is defeat 2 more bosses and this Zelda puzzle. Pretty good setup to just chill up in the corner.
By the way, I just now realized that I haven't been counting deaths, so I'm gonna have to rewatch this stream.
Or you could, well, yeah, good luck. I want to see if...
I'll be fine.
Nice, David is going to go for the room skip here. Ooh, he got it. Okay, cool.
Nice.
So by using the tiles in the previous room with the elevator, the first elevator, you can respawn them if you don't let them explode, re-enter the room, grind off of them, jump in the transition, which is a 1-frame trick, but it's bufferable, and then you basically jump immediately up to the elevator platform. Applesauc going for the aerial stunlock here. He unfortunately
up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have to fight him on the ground for a little bit. Man, this is kind of scary. Even having 2 full hearts is really not enough, in my opinion. You can just take a ton of damage here. David already fighting Enchantress. Did not chase her under the floor.
Yeah, didn't have enough damage from that first part.
Nice juggles, though. Yeah, Enchantress is out of here. 1 more fight left. David did a great job there. Should see time coming up soon. David's last real obstacle is RNG, because the Nightmare Reese fight is pretty easy casually, but because we're trying to go fast here, we want these rails to be right next to Reese's face. And we'd rather be able to do... Oh, he almost got a face skip there.
How close to a PB are we here right now?
He might... it's really, really tight. David has a... Oh, 42.52? He can beat that.
Yeah, he's on a good pace right now for that.
He doesn't have enough damage on Nightmare Reese to kill him before the last lantern, so he's going to have to hop a couple more times here. And time! Wow, that's a minute PB at least. 41.
Wow. Good job, David.
42.52 down to a 41.
I'd call it a 33.
5. I mean, hey, if you're gonna beat the guy ahead of you, with a PB is the way to do it.
Yep,
he
definitely.
Actually he didn't beat Applesauce's PB, but he did beat him in the race. Oh my god! Applesauc actually got the low percent strat, the double whiff dash. No, what are you doing? I'm not sure if that was intentional, because we have seen that before, where fighting Enchantress, if you don't get the kill that you want, they go under the floor to immediately reset the fight. However, that is also intended. If Enchantress has less than 4 hearts of health, you can chase her down there and finish the job, but it's really, really dangerous. She has 3.5 right now. David could do it, or Applesauc could do it. He opts to stay up, which I don't blame him for. He has to be a little more accurate with his shots there. He's gonna have to wait now. Yeah, and from here on out, it's a little bit more difficult to predict Enchantress's movements. To note, she does do a full heart of damage with all of her attacks. Please. Both 1 hit away. No, please. Oh my god. Okay, he survived. So he'll be coming up on time soon as well. And again, the Bounding Soul here, you really want to try and pile in as much damage as you can on Reese. Reese's Desperation move thresholds are at 1.5 hearts, 3 full hearts, 5 full hearts, and 3 hearts remaining. So he manages actually to skip 2 phases at the beginning. Very nice. He just needs to deal 1.5 hearts right now to get 1 more of those. Ooh, so close.
Yeah, it gets what's known as a hyper rail, which is just a very fast scrolling of the screen because we skip phases.
This is looking kind of good. If he can get... No, he doesn't have enough mana. He's going to have to fight Reese's... Actually, wait! Ooh, that was really close. He almost saved it by grinding on the rails there. Yeah, just 1.5 hearts left. If he got 1 more of those slashes, he would have skipped this lantern phase. That's a 5-second time save, but that's okay. 44
and time.
Dang.
So Applesauc just getting a few unlucky deaths, causing him to get this difference here, but good fight by both of them. Sub 45 is still not easy to do, so good job. I believe we have David in the call now.
Yep, it's me, David.
Good job PBing.
That's Applesauce.
Sorry, Applesauce. I didn't check. I didn't check the chat before saying who it was.
David, your mic's muted, just so you know.
Congratulations, guys.
I believe we have David in the call.
That was a pretty good run.
Yeah.
Well, for me.
David, wow, you PB'd by like a minute and a half.
So this whole time I've been playing on a monitor with a slight video lag. Fix that tonight.
Okay, something to note for people who are interested in running Shovel Knight. You want to run on a 60 hertz with VSync on, and if you don't do that, there are some funky things that can happen, unfortunately. So do keep that in mind. We have been speaking with runners about it to keep them all consistent. But yeah, that can actually be a very big hindrance to you. So you are playing with the weighted clothing off tonight, huh?
Looks like it.
Yeah, I guess that's why you got the PB. Good stuff. So yeah, sorry Applesauce for misrepresenting you there, but it was a good run. Like I've said before, sub 45 is still impressive to get.
Yeah. I had basically accepted after Explodatorium that this probably is not going to be a victory, so...
You were honest. You were really close the entire time. If it weren't for, I would say, your death in Iron Whale and the occasional bit of like slop here and there throughout Tower, you could have caught up. You were honestly really, really close.
I golded Clockwork Tower by 10 seconds somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Good video.
Everything else is red. So next time we have a tournament, we should just have Clockwork Tower ILs.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So with that being a losers bracket match, Applesauce is now out of the tournament.
Dude, thank you for entering. Like, you did do some really good stuff here. Also, big shout outs to Applesauce who has really good times for all of the nights.
I wouldn't say that about Plague.
You're literally about to get all three of the ranked titles for those characters. You have a sub 45 for Shovel. You're pretty close to the sub 41 for Specter.
I'm about 8 minutes off for Plague, I think. So we're getting there.
That's the start. Any parting thoughts, boys?
I don't think so. Good luck in your next race, David.
Yeah, I'm against Tolu next. That's gonna be really hard.
Yo, the anime master. Can you stop him?
I'll give it my best shot.
If you manage to take him down, then you got a chance to fight me. Well, thank you for having us here on Speed Gaming. Again, Applesauce, David, thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Cool. So thank you for joining us. As Moo had already said, but our next. Hold on, let me pull up the schedule here. So yeah, our next match is gonna be between Oddbod and Breadpan, and that is on Sunday.
And if you're looking for some more hot speed gaming action, we got Zelda Randomizer should still be going on, I think. It should be finishing up, right? Or...
I'm not paying attention to the other ones right now, but yeah, I'm sure there's something going on.
And if not, the next the next anything is Earthbound tomorrow. Or wait, no, I'm looking at Thursday now. God, okay, yeah, it's morning. Yeah, so we do have Zelda Randomizer on Speed Gaming too, and I do direct you there. But thank you everyone for watching. This is Mumu Akai signing out. Stay spooky.
And Troy Athens bye as well. Same as what Mumu said.